现在我们来继续昨天玩的游戏。今天把头放大一点了，应该比较清楚吧。好，那我们就继续喽。昨天我记得我把除了这个叔叔的他的嫌疑证据还没有找出来以外，都找出来了。看看这里可不可以看了。
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
还没有。
Let's come back later. It's a big
There are
plant.
weeds in
It's
there.
an aquarium?
Could be. Anymore.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
哦，这里还有一个。
Fiona Fellow. We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Poppy Pointer. We met her. She is one of the suspects.
哦，这里是他们的名字。
Lady Fellow.
Do these people not have first name?
Selena Stonetop.
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere.
Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Flint Fellow. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Emily Everstone. I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Fitz Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Fitz Fellow.
啊，这是那个园丁。
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
然后
Felicia Fellow.
Freya's mother.
I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
Damien Dusk. It's Freya's fault. I guess he doesn't live here anymore. Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Richard Remington.
The one and only. Buck Brackley. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Penelope Pointer. We met her. She is one of the suspects. Poppy Pointer. We met her. She is one of the suspects.
他们名字真的都很像，我已经
Percival Pointer.
认不出来。
We
可
met
是
him.
好像
He's one of the suspects.
啊，这里是那个詹姆的那个鸟，真的是红色的。
Pretty. 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 Pretty.
好吧，这里没有东西。
Stairs.
Finally.
It's not that
Don't
smooth.
ruin this. Finally, we get to
It's not that
Don't
smooth.
ruin this.
也没什么。
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
No, I think he'll just sign it.
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion?
No, definitely.
信封已经被撕开了，里面只有一张纸，正确的组合画在另一张纸上。你记住以后毁掉它。我不同意你的观点，你不会在下面找到它的。哦。什么鬼？
Do you think
No, I think he'll just sign it. It's not soil, it's stone.
A little chart of... Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Greek letters? I think.
Kinda reminds me of a periodic table. Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
How odd.
这样。
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
不能。
No.
看看。
It's a globe.
For globing. 1. Oh.
Yep.
25?
Mm-hmm.
4?
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
那好像找不到，接下来要往哪里走？
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to
Someone's being deliberately...
or they're trying to manipulate you.
嗯。
A little writing desk.
There's nothing written in the book. Although some...
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
我喜欢它这边的背景音乐，有种扭曲的感觉。翘屁股就剩它了哦。
Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside.
How peculiar.
嗯。
Trinkets.
they're clearly gizmo. Pretty.
A spyglass.
They're in very good condition.
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos. What is it?
Ah, it's large.
You're not wrong.
It's a chart of which planet are
有
you
解释
from?
跟没有解释一样。
It's too cloudy.
It's also daytime.
It's tidier than mine. The notebook is a...
So, even the most well-used notebook. More handwritten sheet music. More handwritten sheet music.
Just a bunch of clothing weird
To
about that.
you.
Empty. A lamp. It is most definitely anything in the wardrobe.
Dresses mostly. I never realized there were so many shades.
A single red How
robe.
very...
Yeah, weird.
We already solved it. Anything in the drawer?
Nothing you need to know about.
That is...
I thought vampires...
This is a vampire who needs firm support for them. Ah, yes, a giant... Oh, it's a good omen.
It's an eye. It's open. It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
How shall I go?
That'd be great.
It's another little step.
He's playing a lute.
He's also...
Well, they're not and they're not headphones. They're earmuffs. It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
How shall I?
That'd be great.
Trees.
In a garden.
In a garden. A little pond.
It looks really... See those metal bars around the edges?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered.
It's a rose bush. Not part
The roses are bright red, too.
Aren't roses...
Exactly.
Ah, a little water.
It's making
Wonder how
me
it's hooked up. It's the door into...
One of only two
Oh,
ways.
yeah.
猫
It's the door into
One of only two ways.
Yeah.
卡关啦！一如既往不回答。这个单也解完了。
A bunch of old books, covered in dust now, but they look well.
I'm as confused as you are.
Curious.
就这样。
Books about nature. This is some
Do the
god.
plants all look a little strange to you?
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
因为你还没有被
Let's
解
come
开
back
呀
later.。
啊的。
What?
Wind chimes, silent. Wooden wind chimes.
The ground's moist. What are often
I cannot believe how exciting this murder. It's a path. We're walking.
The ground's moist. What are often
I cannot believe how exciting.
rocks,
Fascinating.
aren't they? Why is the sky yellow?
Not everything is a mystery. The sky can be whatever color it likes.
Do you think anybody's watching?
Maybe. Let's wave just in case.
It's the little boat we used. It's the only way.
What a comforting thought.
It's a bird bath. Is that just
The
rainbow?
birds seem to like
They're
it.
even singing. Doot, doot, doot.
Please don't do that.
怎么办？卡关啦！
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed
It's
to.
not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet. Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's
Is
just.
it working?
No.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's.
Is it working?
No.
Is that an envelope?
It's been open. Let's read it.
Isn't that an
No,
invasion?
definitely.
我看过了。我不会在下面找到它的，所以我在上面
Don't
吗
think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can
I'm
just.
pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
上面的房间都走过了呀。
It's a little hand. Inside it says. Defend.
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues. That poor
Looks pretty
healthy. I think it would rather be outside.
Doesn't look soft.
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty.
He's had a rough couple of days. Painting supplies.
Brushes.
They're clean, but they look pretty.
A lot of these.
How can you tell if they're fit?
Good point. A lot of these paintings.
How can you tell if they're fit?
Good point.
他可能不打算把它完成啊。
Do you think this was all?
I don't know.
No
It is.
windows either. Freya's plants. They must not need. Freya's plants. They must not need. Do you think this was...
I don't know.
No windows either. It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawer?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
但是我觉得他换房间的方式还蛮可爱的。
This is the...
Too fancy.
What does that...
I don't know. Penny's books. Mostly novels.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
That bed.
Does it feel warm?
No, you're right.
It's not coming from the bed.
That bed. It's like...
Does it feel warm over here?
No, you're right.
It's not coming from the bed.
That bed. It's like...
Does it feel
No.
it's not coming from the bed?
This is the...
Two.
What
I don't
is-
know.
A little tease.
One
What's in the
upper
other?
seed.
That might be the most pointless staircase. Looks like nature. Rude. That's some...
There's something weird just feels out of place.
Anything in
Bed
there?
sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious.
天文塔，我刚去过了呀。
Yeah, it's too
It's
cloudy.
also daytime. There's something I just
Oh,
expected.
does it not compare to all the... Every astronomy tower.
I want to try.
哎，
It's the tower opposite this one. You can see right into...
Not by
I
accident.
can see Flora, but she's not. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this.
It's that little plant.
Don't you think it would fall off?
Maybe it's glued down.
I can just about see the ground.
It's too dark back there. I can't.
You can see right into...
Not by
I can
accident.
see Flora. Behind her, I can't really see. You can see...
Not
right
by
behind her. Can't really see. The rooftop garden is right... The rooftop garden is right underneath Flora's window. It's the tower opposite this one.
Is that a window?
I think
Is
it...
there another room?
We should check that next time we're over there. It's the tower opposite this one. It's the tower opposite this one. It's the tower opposite this one. Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy? I'm pretty sure you need to...
Can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about pointers... Something.
Let's ask him about it.
所以他根本就只是在看对面的那个太太吧，隔壁的太太。你这是对隔壁的太太有自己的想法。
Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
虫虫吧，虫虫。
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the
你
inconceivably
就委
large
托人家
and
找那个虫
unimaginably
虫。
far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that. Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene for self-reflection. Almost. Maybe just...
差一点点。
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene because it was daytime. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
真
It's
是娘娘。
It's a very precious specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was
毕
going
竟
on.
画家的位
This
置会
changes
被
your
滑板
statement,
挡住
doesn't。it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
得吧得吧。
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we...
这里有一个盘贴的相框。
This wasn't here before.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy. Looks...
There's a note stuck...
What does it say? Grimoire?
有吗？哟，这是我的新朋友，他喜欢音乐，简单的曲调能够打动他的灵魂。祝你们俩好运。
What do you think?
How cute.
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect
well,
match.
it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to...
What about the little...
Maybe we can put it to some...
有点可怕，突然开始，所以我要先去
I'm still
看。
not sure.
Should we take another look?
有铃铛、唱歌、钢琴跟小鸟。
Let's come back later.
所以哪里有铃铛啊？哪里有？哎呦，有阁楼，一个阁楼。哦，虫，好多虫。
It's a statue of a wolf standing up straight.
You know, there's a name for
I
it.
know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else. Also, it's not as stuffed.
填充，所以它原本是一只活着的狼。
Just Dusty John. Just Dusty John.
It's a jar. The head screws
Huh.
up.
Just Dusty John.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
Nothing catching my...
Sorry.
Kinda. At least the moths are kept well fed. At least the moths are kept well fed. Someone painted out
Do you
the
think it was done?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Sally, you don't...
No.
Let
Do
me
you?
put it this way.
Where's that light coming
That's
from?
just daylight. There's a decent gap between those floorboards. Is that what I think? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
干嘛？你干嘛躲起来？
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this...
Kinda.
所以呢？
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kinda. Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kinda.
Just dusty junk.
对，好像也
Sally,
没
you
有
don't
什
have a
么。
dust out.
No. Do you?
Put it there.
Where's that light coming from?
It's just daylight. There's a decent gap between. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
啊，不就楼下？
I feel like there's gotta be a clue up here.
It's stacking up straight.
You know, there's a name for
I
that.
know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else. Also, it's stuffed.
It's stacking up
You know,
straight.
there's.
I
It's
know.
not quite. Also, it's stuffed.
Just dusty junk. Just dusty junk. What is that?
Not sure.
Looks like it might attach to something.
Where's that light coming
That's
from?
just daylight. There's a decent gap between. Is that what I think it is?
然后就这样。哦，所以我拿到该拿的线索了。啊，不就
The
这里
attic's directly above us.
Yeah.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not.
"一年还不行。
The whole room is a
Yeah, there might be a reason for that. They're bird cages. But the birds are coming.
that a
Oh,
metaphor?
it totally is.
And
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Is that...
Maybe.
we have no idea.
What's this? Is it a clue?
We don't actually know. But Grimoire picked it up, so now he has to pretend it is.
That's how it works.
嗯，奇怪。
plays the violin?
It's pretty. So I'm guessing nobody.
Oh, whatever it is.
Well, it is. It's gotta practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh. Huh. I forgot we even had an attic.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Me three.
应该不止你们3个。
Sorry. I thought you said me too.
What is
每个
that?
人，然后每个人
I'm
的
not
音
sure.
乐
It
都
looks
不
like
太
it
一样。
attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double? You'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
可爱。大家会不会长不一样？那我觉得他应该是要听什么东西，他的形状会长不一样。可是我实在是看不出来差别在哪里。我觉得长一样啊！救命啊！跟他了。
What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
因为这里这么多东西啊，没有用。
The whole room is a strange.
Yeah, there might be a reason for that. It's so dark.
Somehow the sunlight doesn't.
The attic's directly above us.
Yeah.
A bunch of old books, covered in dust now, but they look well read.
The outline of Freya. There's a single. No.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the
So?
camp. So she was probably...
Let's check the case file again.
到了呀，先回这里好了。
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. Almost. Maybe just change
差
one.
一点点。
A real knife was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. Nope. A model of Felix was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. That's not right.
最严格来说应该是这个，然后
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
我觉得应该是我太笨了，因为我本来玩这个游戏就是想说它很快就会结束，没有想到我不小心就玩了这么久。
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with the painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the
可是
painting?
画没有
Wouldn't
画
that
没
leave
有
a
动
hole?
啊。
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated. Someone painted
think
up.
it was
No
done?
idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Sally, you don't have a dust.
No.
Let me put it. Sally, you don't have a dust.
No.
Let
Do
me
you?
put it this way.
Where's that light coming
That's
from?
just daylight. There's a decent gap between those. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
那里我就可以把那个放下去了吗？那个线。
What is that?
Not sure.
Looks like it might attach to something.
Mm. 去看看他可不可以弹那个音乐。
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
야, 예뻐니.所以我还要另外找到其他的东西。哪里有铃铛啊？啊，我知道了，门口铃铛，这里，叮，呀，门铃，有什么？还有嘴巴。 有人会唱歌吗？嗯。
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means...
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
来看看。还有铃铛跟钢琴，还有鸟跟嘴巴。谁会唱歌？还是这个？这里面有个人哼歌，虽然有点恶心。不舒服。对呢。
Weird.
It's someone humming.
呀，有人。好，那就是鸟了，鸟叫声，鸟叫声，找它。
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all that.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest. Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Hmm. 我要怎么让它的鸟叫？
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental. They're bird cage, but the birds are
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone.
And especially.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
That's all for.
So, what?
Should we go back to the gardens?
解开它了。
Let's try this again.
它的
You know, I
门
think we
铃，
might be able to.
门铃是这个，然后嘴巴是这个，钢琴，这个鸟叫。 那个
gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
哦哦哦，它开了。
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
走吧走吧。Yes。它这里有点可怕。哦，这有厂中。
Bugs.
Looks like they're made of metal.
Bugs.
Looks like they're made of metal. It looks like they're being boiled. The liquid is ice cold. It looks like the liquid is ice cold. A cracked glass tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has one. I can't.
I like that you called them rooms.
小房间。
Thirsty?
What's in there?
长长的标本。黄金虫虫。
9 beetles.
Poor little
Now,
guys.
there's a bunch of notes with mostly numbers. No idea what.
老
9
师虫
beetles.
虫。
All different.
Poor
All.
little guys.
其实都
Now,
蛮
there's
好
a
看
bunch of
的。
notes with mostly numbers. It's a little diagram.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really compared to the beetles behind the glass. Forensic entomology.
That's an incredibly specific.
Forensic entomology.
That's an incredibly specific.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird looking
I'm
saying.
pretty sure the latches can slide into them.
这是什么？你要让它连过去的意思吗？这个连过来。好，这个不能在这里。然后下去吗？应该不是。 这样子。嗯。如果总之而言，一定要接过去吗？可是这样怎么接啊？
Nothing.
I think we're trying to make a path between the key and lock symbols on either side.
I guess that's wrong.
The easiest part should be connecting the path to the two symbols at either end, since they don't move.
没有吗？在这里啊。对，已经连过来了。
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Anything inside?
Ah, more research.
一个装着研究笔记跟图表的文件夹，我们独特的植物群和动物群是一些目前不明的化学物质的副产物。这些化学物质持续存在湖水中，形成雨云，填满这片湖。 这就造成了动植物的各种变异，例如猪形纲动物、昆虫、软体动物、两栖动物和甲壳类动物等小型动物所受的影响最大。但是这些化学物质可能通过食物链传播，导致鱼类和蜥蜴的变异。据我们目前所知， 哺乳类动物尚未受任何影响。
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
That's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
虫虫吗？但这个 perfect。
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the astronomy tower. Almost. Maybe just... Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down? Again? It's a hatch.
But we're already...
Depends on your perspective.
下去啊，不然嘞。哇哦！
We're too late. This photograph.
Why?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
光滑结实的金属棒被刺进照片里，金属棒的一端是圆弧而尖锐，像是一把剑，或者钟表的指针。前端有一个小环，小环上系着一小节红绳子，金属非常干净光滑。啊，不就那个绳子不就是那个？
So what's the photo?
哦，损坏了的照片。 被裱起来了，但是略微有点潮湿。照片上是一个年轻女孩，一个高大的男人坐在她旁边。他们周围只有几只红白色的小鸟。一个金属物刺进照片里，那个男人的胸部附近留下一个洞。所以这个是那个太太的爸爸，然后这是太太小时候。那鸟真的还蛮漂亮的。
Do you know who it is in the photo? This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our...
That's not right. That's not right.
不对吗？
That's not right.
不对，坏。
That's not right. That's not right.
Ah, 这里呀。
Felix made a little model of him for
Yeah,
Flora.
makes sense when you know who he is.
我记得他们，我记得他们的族谱，救命！
Lord Pointer.
Really?
Wait, no, hang on.
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, makes sense when you know who he is. Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
有一个线索。
Do these puddles...
Why?
That's lake water. It's indoors.
Ah. I see your point.
A single book on a little makeshift...
This is creeping me
Why?
out. I think it's a children's book.
海洋与天空的迷兽，一本插画儿童读物，好像很旧了。寂寞鸟，一种有着红白色羽毛的优雅的鸟。银蛇，一种没有眼睛、舌头很长的水生蜥蜴。茯苓，一种有3个大小不一钳子的螃蟹。双足两栖，一种双足行走的类似青蛙的生物。
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
No, but they're also damp and empty.
This room looks
It
old.
makes the rest of the house. Do these puddles?
Why?
That's lake water. It's indoors.
I see your point.
Old.
How exciting.
No, but they're also damp and empty. Old.
How exciting.
No, they're also damp and empty. Old.
How exciting.
No, they're also damp and empty. It's an old coat rack.
2 cloaks and a green hat. Gives off kind
What do
of
people-
nothing good. This room looks old. Like
It makes
old.
the rest of the house.
There's a roll of paper.
I'll see
Let
if
me
I-
guess.
哦，这里有全部的房子。那我就说这里还有一个房间。
Hold on. Have we been to all of these rooms?
没有啊，这里有个
Study.
书房啊。
Wait.
I know what you're thinking. I know.
How did we miss it?
因为没有进去的地方，不是吗？
This
Afraid.
就是没有，这里没有翻译到民宿宅北边交叉区域，一卷羊皮纸，上面画着一个大宅子的平面图，水平线标明了以前湖水的位置，还有一条线标明现在湖水的位置。宅子建造在湖面上方的一个巨大结构上，用柱子支撑着。画家的房间被标明为储藏室，中央有一个房间被标注为书房，所以他住的根本就不是房间，没有错啊。
Basements don't
or
normally.
at the bottom of the lake. Must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed,
Like what?
white, smooth, no plants, that's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late. Let's head back. I want to find that last room. A glass tank. It's
There's a layer of condensation on the inside.
rows of plants.
What color is the
It
soil?
looks black, but it's
This place would never pacify.
显然是不行
What a。mess.
Any idea what this is all about?
可以看的吗？哦，元素表吗？
Is that a period?
No, but it does kind of
What are
look.
those?
They're alchemic symbols, mostly based on the plant.
Huh. Reminds me of the.
The one from the chalkboard.
Yeah.
这个拉不进
Reminds me
来
of。
The one from the chalkboard.
Yeah.
要把这边接触起来，以防万一，以防万一。好，你就先这样吧，就去了。
The ladder leading back up to the dark. It's so I can barely tell what I'm looking at. A candle.
Very medieval.
I was thinking.
Medieval pirates.
It's so dark. I can barely tell what I'm looking at. Hand-drawn entomology chart. Hand-drawn entomology charts. It's so dark. I can barely tell what I'm looking at.
晚上了耶。
Wow. It's
How long were we down there?
this This must...
How are we supposed to...
Hang on, but I think there's a switch.
哇哦，就说这里一定有路嘛。
A ladder.
Want to go up?
对啊。每次这种音效都会吓到，我觉得可怕。
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3.
这里很恐怖吧？
Dragon?
Snake?
银蛇吧？
Worm?
银蛇吗？
That's the one.
狗狗。
Hooks. Big hooks.
啊，这是那个螃蟹。
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws. Good.
Wow.
Grimoire, don't you think it looks...
哦。啊，不就那个？等一下。
This crab really...
That little one.
Yeah, but I think I've seen it more recently.
我们不久前看过它，啊，不就那个本本这样子好。
Is that a crab?
It's got a...
Also, crabs... Perfect.
Perfect. Kind of.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
有点可怕。
What is it?
Some kind of fish.
That's a bird. We're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it? Some kind of fish.
That's a bird skull. We're talking about a 15...
Well, how about we stop talking about it? Centipede. How many legs has it
Too
got?
many.
A wooden stool. It's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
That's how we got in.
Doesn't look like there's any other way to get in.
A wooden stool.
Do those look like scratch marks?
Yeah, they're on the inside.
Do those look like scratch...
Yeah, they're on the inside.
Nice chair.
It's still...
Maybe it's just heat.
Maybe. Coffee table, I'm gonna say...
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
笔记本好几页被撕掉了，但是还剩下一些。第5个大使总算确认了，不能说我之前有多乐观，但还是有些失望，不比其他几位强多少。带我的迷兽朋友来音乐室做实验，成功了，但也可能太成功了。实验室也很令人失望。所有那些努力为了什么？他比我猜想的还要更目光短浅。走到底下了，景色不错，大多数都被清理掉了。但是我得到我需要的了。他进来了，很小心，没动任何东西。但是我知道，到时间了。
An axe and some kind of hunting rifle.
Honestly, doesn't look...
I'm more worried about the third one.
Third one?
The one that isn't there.
啊，不就在这里？
An incinerated bill, still pretty...
Is there anything left
It's
inside?
mostly ashes. Yeah, there's something.
是那个鸟的羽毛。红色的羽，有红色衣服。
Someone's been using this room. That's a bookcase.
What a surprise. Those
Some of them are...
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing? They called this
What would you call it?
the of doom. Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
Centipede? How many legs?
Too many.
Some kind of...
We're talking about a...
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Those
Some of them
At least
are.
they're all
You
empty.
sure that's a good thing? Who are all the people?
Not sure. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
哦，这是过去住在这里的人。 迷兽宅大使。集体照，坚固的木相框内的一张照片，很多灰，看起来有好几年了。相框下面的黄头牌上写着“迷兽宅大使”。照片上是2个女人跟3个男人，穿着各种不同风格的衣服。所有5个人的脸被粗鲁的用黑墨水涂掉了。
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
啊，这里有3个。
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion, but nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
这里就是那个，这里，对，然后感觉不是跟金龟子有关吗？好像又不是，它是长条的，这个吧？对。
Painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down.
有啊，那个爸爸。
Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix. Now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them already.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery. Time to solve this.
等一下，我去上个厕所。 呢？嘿嘿，来吧，我帮你开。等一下，等我一下。啊吧吧吧，啊吧吧吧。等一下，我人打不开，休站起来。啊！小心了。等我一下，等我一下。好的，来给你。啊，继续。哦，谋杀奸计。
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
No sé.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless... Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Paint fumes.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Flora.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
The gramophone emits poison gas.
What?
Let's try that again.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There is something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
That's not it. That's not it.
有什么东西可以放在那个里面？问号。
That's not it. That's not it.
有什么可以放在里面？
That's not it. That's not it.
What the?
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
人家可是侦探呢。
But I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
他本人不是吗？我记得他本人就裂掉了。
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and
Oh.
the gramophone itself,
大家都
they
裂
all
掉了。
sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
How?
这个嘛，耳罩。
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
可是这样没道理啊，他的血被放在那个画面上。
There's something bothering me.
What?
Let's go back to the crime scene.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it. The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
No.
It's dark. It's dark. It's dark.
The plant, it's in the...
What?
Look!
这里呀。然后呢？
It's dark.
I can see the stars. I can see the stars.
不能放。
It's dark. It's dark. It's dark.
干嘛？断站什么？
It's dark.
I can see the stars. I can see the stars.
It's dark. It's dark.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else. We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished paint. It's not quite a photo, but still. It's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it. Then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it. But she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. That's not it.
不是吗？
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started. Blood on the brush was going to be used to paint the ink dip feather of something sitting in the window. Nope.
啊，
Blood on the brush was going to be used to paint the ink dip feather is the murder weapon. That's not right.
右下角。
The black paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change. The black paint was going to be used to paint the sketch, which was part of Flora's dress. That's not right either. Black paint dripped onto the canvas from the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either.
哎，
The was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change one. The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch is the murder weapon. That's not right either. The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch, which Freya had lost. That's not right either. The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch, which Freya had lost. That's not right either. The black paint isn't actually paint because this sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint was a mistake by Freya because this sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint isn't actually paint because this sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. Blood on the brush isn't actually paint because the ink dip feather is the murder weapon. That's not right either. Blood on the brush isn't actually paint because the ink dip feather, which Freya had lost. That's not right either.
那我找不到原因。
The black paint dripped onto the canvas from this sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either.
好像很近了，可是
The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch, which Freya had lost. That's not right either. The black paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just
确实这边很近。
The black paint isn't actually paint because the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint was added by the murderer, so the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint dripped onto the canvas from the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint was a mistake by Freya because the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The black paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
所以只是插在这里，但是不知道这里的问题在哪里。
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
黄色的东西，这个吗？
That's not it.
嗯，
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
鸟，真的假的？
There There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been? Did it hear the
She did, but she's a very good listener.
你怎么在这里？
Well, now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny? Why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
That's not gonna work.
哦，要把他手绑起来，这个吗？拿这个绑吗？
Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed
为什么要杀了
great
他？
energy. The volition to create something from nothing. The willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
去嫉
You
妒
know
吗
what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy. Not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the Grand Hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term, from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids? Like cryptids? Like Bigfoot or whatever?
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
That's not it.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose. But they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped Mistids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure. But I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
She carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
That almost? But it's not right.
Oh.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all 3 families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway. But something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Ah, well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
小鸟。啊，可怕！跑掉了，跑掉了吗？哦，对，他的船不见了。
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts.
You were both
What happened?
unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
因为是他未婚妻不是吗？
But what happened?
正常来说
Fitz,
应
what
该
did
相
you
信
do
未
when
婚
you
妻
saw
吧？
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hatbird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
嗯，
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
可惜被他跑走
What are
了。
you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
嗯，等一下，放在水旁边没有问题吗？这没有问题吗？放到你来救福。 你就这样，我完结了，是这个意思吗？我还真的是没有想到那个养着鸟的漂亮女人就是杀人凶手，超意外的。而且最后他们在那个阁楼上，那个鸟真的是有够恐怖的啦！它好像只有一个结局吧，印象中。等一下看它结束还有没有别的东西啊？可爱小虫虫。啊！结束了耶！艺术画廊。它这里都是美术设计耶，蛮厉害的。因为我还蛮喜欢这只角色的，没有想到他就是凶手，意外。他头上这不是帽子吗？为什么会有反应啊？袖子真的好看，喜欢。没了，我说我想看他最后变成凶手的样子，因为真的差很多。有点可惜，我觉得他应该要把变身后的他也放出来才对。好，那今天就玩到这边，谢谢。那就到这里了，拜拜，拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜。